Hey friends, happy Friday evening. It is Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures on the Essential Stencil page. We're going to start off tonight with this right here. It is a rolling pin. Y'all, if you have watched me at all over on Junk and Craft Treasures, even over here on the Essential Stencil page, I love rolling pin projects. So we are going to do a rolling pin project tonight. And I'm trying to decide, and since I can't see comments, y'all can't tell me which one, but I was trying to decide if I wanted to use the sunflower set or if I wanted to use the burgundy and rust set. So I guess we'll use, I keep calling it, is it burgundy and rust? Yeah, that's right, burgundy and rust florals. So if you haven't picked those up, guys, they're at essentialstencil.com and my code Craft Treasures does save at checkout. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to paint the, well, I didn't know if I was going to paint it white or if I wanted to do a stain color, but I think I'll go ahead and do a stain on part of this. All right, guys, so we are going to use some water-based stain. I always use water-based stain. I am not a big fan of oil-based because it really needs to be in a very well-ventilated area, proper PPE and all of that. I'm just giving this a good coat. I always look for thrift stores for rolling pins. I did get lucky when Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business. They had a lot of their rolling pins and they were like $2. So I am still, y'all, I stocked up. I stocked up on rolling pins because like I said, I love them. I love to decorate on them. So all I'm doing is wiping back some of that stain. I'll show y'all what it looks like. All right, guys. So isn't that pretty? So this is a water-based stain. It's going to look different on every type of wood grain. All right, so then we're going to paint the base. Oh, I missed a spot. We're going to paint the base and the little handles in green. I'm going to use Carriage House Green. So this is Carriage House Green. I'm just using this on the handles. There's a couple different ways that we could distress these handles. We can use some of that stain over this if we wanted to, or we can use a brown wax. But isn't that pretty? All right, so it feels pretty dry. Feels pretty dry. All right, so we went from our original piece, and this was just really cool if we wanted to stick this in a bowl in the kitchen, just like it is. But y'all know me, I gotta add something to my stuff. So let's come over here. Let's move this to the side, and I'm gonna grab those burgundy and rust transfers that we used last week because y'all know I love to use all of my transfers. So I like to give y'all many surfaces as things as possible. So, okay, so we are gonna remove the backing from our transfer. Now, pick which side we want to go up, which is going to be this side. I got a good little mess going on here. Kind of organize it just a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to lay this down. But when I lay it down, guys, I am not going to be real firm with it. I'm going to start from the center and I'm going to work out one direction and then work back the other direction. And the reason being is because it's circular and it's going to move. Okay? So we're just going to kind of come down the center and I'm going to burnish it down the center. Okay? And then our paper has released and our flower is on. Y'all, look how pretty that looks with that stain. So, same thing. I'm just going to come down the middle so it holds. And see, I can move it around. And then I'm going to burnish in that center and get my transfer. So see how that all is released? Rub the hand over it. And we have this pretty, did I miss a piece? There we go. This pretty flower right here, y'all. Just want to put one right there. Y'all know how I am about white space. Until it all releases. And then we have our other beautiful butterfly. I kind of feel like I need one more. What do y'all think? One more right there. Right there. Adhesion. All right, guys. All right, now I've got my threes. And we've got our beautiful butterfly to the side. And right there. So depending which direction we look at it, we've got some other items. What do y'all think? How precious is that? To our next project. All right, guys, we have this cutting board. I can't remember where this one came from. I think it came from Woodpeckers. It may have been Craft Deals. I'm not 100% sure. But we've got some wood glue bleed and stuff in it. So we're going to paint it. We've got a knot up here. I think these are the ones that came from Woodpeckers because they were on sale. But what I want to do, so let's use some white paint because like I said, I'm going to have a white background. And this stencil is a little bit different than the lace pattern. The lace that we had, we would do like our pinks, our blues, or whatever color, and then come through with the white for our lace. But obviously we have a black crow, we have a black spider, we have black bats. So it's kind of reverse. Does that make sense? So we're gonna do 2 coats of white paint. All right, I'm using Fusion Mineral Casement. It is a little bit thicker paint than acrylic paint, so I really only need 2 coats. If you're using an acrylic paint like Apple Barrel or Full Art, you may need 3 coats of white. All right, so we've got that down. Now, I'm gonna take, y'all look at me just throwing my mask around. All right, so let me make sure I've got it going the right way with the hat. I'm gonna put it my little mask. Y'all can probably see it. I went ahead and left some of the Sharpie on there so y'all could actually see it, but I'm gonna lay this down about where I'm gonna have my actual transfer. I always cut it or outline it just a little bit outside the outline, just so it gives me a little wiggle room when I'm actually laying the transfer down in case I accidentally move or get it in the wrong position. But let me move that right there. Let me grab my black paint. So that looks better. It's a little bit drier. And then I am gonna take my shop towel and I'm gonna offload a little bit more, y'all. I always say I would rather have not enough paint than have to go back and fix a mistake. So that is what it's gonna look like when you stencil. It is going to look like a dry brush. Okay. All right, I'm good. Not all my birds are gonna fit on there, but I am okay with that. All right, so we are gonna start stenciling. I'm gonna use a very light pressure, y'all. Very, very light. Because I kind of want this in the background. See how light that is? But I don't want it to like, boom. So I'm just gonna stencil ever so lightly. And see, now we've gone up to where our transfer is going to be. Super cute, guys. Let's see, do I want to add anything else at the moment? I don't think so. All right, so this is where we're at. Just a fun piece, and then we have that area for our transfer. So let me cut my transfer now. And we can remove this part. Okay, so we've got our space where our transfer is going to go. I guess I could have held that up longer for y'all. So the space where the transfer is going to go, but yeah, we still have this cool little design with all the dots and all the things. And we're going to remove the backing. And I'm going to line it up as well as I can with the hat. And then we have our cute little ghosts on there. Y'all, how precious is that? All right, guys, I'm good with that. You can put a bow up here at the top, and that'll be super cute. But I'm not done yet, as they say. All right. How cute is that, guys? So we just have the fun background and then our transfer on there. And then, because I'm that person, I have to always frame in my pieces, especially on my cutting boards. So all I'm going to do, I was making sure I have 5 bats, y'all. I'm weird. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through with the darker black, and we are going to go all the way around. Always kind of do larger around my corners. Y'all, I love it. So be blessed, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see y'all over here next Friday night. Bye, guys.